Welcome to Werezilla's Retrospective. I'm your host, Werezilla. We all have our means of celebrating Halloween. I do it by watching one horror movie per day each October. And of course, today's I'm going to be watching Day of the Dead. Fuck? In one movie, Romero redefined what people think of zombies. From people who are under the control of voodoo priestesses to mindless dead that consume the flesh of the living. They're so prevalent, the word zombie doesn't even appear as a spelling error on Microsoft Word. Night of the Living Dead, as well as the follow-up, Dawn of the Dead, have the distinction of not only being remade, but said remakes were made by the same crews as the originals. The same can't be said for Day of the Dead. It shows. We open with the least interesting possible way for a horror movie to start. A group of teenagers in an abandoned bunker making out. Take note of Trevor and his girlfriend, they're the only ones who are actually important. We cut to Trevor's sister Sarah, who is among the soldiers trying to keep her hometown contained. For what reason exactly? The zombies haven't arrived yet. The only hint is a family's sick child trying to get into the town. She is then accompanied by one Private Bud to get her mother to a doctor.
Does she have a boyfriend?
She's hot, huh?
Oh, she's so hot.
Glad to see Bud has priorities. Also, if you think that's riveting dialogue, get a load of this earlier scene.
Why isn't your gun loaded?
It's complicated.
Cool. I'm a vegetarian, by the way.
There's establishing character, casual chit-chat is a way to do that. But it helps if it's coherent and makes sense. Anyway, everyone who's sick suddenly freezes in place and then immediately rots into zombie. Oh, do I even need to say what's wrong with this scene? Yeah, I do. Now, admittedly, the idea of fast zombies was present in Dawn of the Dead remake, but there is something that's forgotten about when people try to make zombies run. The point is the breakdown of the human being in the face of the end. They're meant to be a looming threat. It creates tension. It's what Romero intended, and for some reason, Robert Kirkman is one of the few who realizes this. If they sprint like a runner, how are we supposed to be in suspense? Never mind the fact that the effect is simply by speeding up the footage. You're more inclined to laugh than be scared. And then, of course, there's the rapid decay like that. Zombies tend to decay over time, not immediately look like they're falling apart. Moving on, Sarah and Bud are trapped in the hospital while Trevor and his girlfriend run to the town's radio station.
Can I give this a try?
Hey, you got a license?
No.
Me neither. I ain't got a fucking license.
What did I just tell you?
So Sarah and Bud run into Dr. Logan, who they act like a dick to for no reason, and Nick Cannon from all that. No, seriously. They try to escape the hospital by getting the keys from their zombified captain.
Captain Rose's MD.
Wait, Vin Rhames' character was supposed to be Captain Rhodes? Because he did not look like he gave enough of a crap to even try to be a character, much less Rhodes.
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time!
So they get the keys, but Bud is bitten.
It's gonna be quick. You saw what happened to Rhodes when he got bit, okay? This is the only way.
I put bleach on it!
Rhodes was bit hundreds of times, him once. Besides, bleach kills just about everything.
Who the fuck are you?
And if the time comes, I'll do what has to be done, okay?
Or you can just cut his hand off and save him from turning entirely. No? I mean, Nick Cannon was savvy enough to know what creates zombies. Why didn't he think of that? Actually, come to think about it, Sarah did exactly that to try to save someone in the original. Yeah, the zombies got to him a second time before revealing if that would have worked, but you see what I'm getting at here, right? Logan ends up abandoning the others in the parking lot, so Sarah and Nick Cannon head over to the radio station to pick up Trevor, and surely enough, Bud turns on the way there. He doesn't attack, and I'd like to say it's for no reason, like I usually do, But Sarah gives us this gem.
He's a vegetarian.
That's the best explanation you can come up with?
You got a better one?
I'm saying, as long as you don't try to mistake me for a soybean burger, we gonna be alright.
They seem to retain some part of themselves before they were infected.
He must have retained his hormones, because he definitely remembers who you are.
Bull fucking shit!
If you genuinely believed that, you would not have run over your zombified mother. And if they did retain something of themselves, then the zombies shouldn't be attacking anyone. Or are you telling me that Bud having the hots for Sarah overrides the zombie impulses more than a parent's love for their child, a husband's love for their wife? Seriously, there is no reason for this character not to act like a zombie other than the fact he's Bup's counterpart from the original. You know, the zombie that was subjected to testing and experimentation. So our heroes try to escape the town only to find the army convoy have all been turned. And are firing weapons. Ugh. I feel like a broken record. If they retain enough of their old selves to fire weapons, why are they still attacking people? Ugh. Consistency! Sarah and the others escape onto the set of Resident Evil Afterlife where they relocate Logan, who in turn gives an extremely cliched reason for the outbreak.
What was this virus supposed to do?
It was designed to paralyze enemy troops by shutting down their neural system for 6 to 7 hours. We didn't think it would mutate. I mean, come on, this would have allowed us to capture people without killing them. It was intended to save lives.
Why aren't we all sick?
Some people have a natural immunity to specific viruses.
That does not answer his question. Nor does it explain how it got into the civilian population, nor does it explain how Bud was able to control himself while the other soldiers could only fire weapons, while others had no sentience at all. They see the lead scientist is now a zombie, acting like a super zombie because... no reason! Logan gets off by the lead scientist, while Nick Cannon loses his smarts by randomly firing at empty walls, leading to having no ammo when a horde attacks him. Come on, say it! Say it! Rhodes didn't, so it's up to you. Make some effort to make this similar to Day of the Dead. So Sarah and the others burn the zombies and make a break out of town, and everything seems fine.
Reporting, KDSX, Colorado County.
Oh no, a zombie that's facing away from our heroes, that they don't even notice, that they're not in any danger of getting bitten by. For that matter, it's not even threatening them specifically. And this only exists for a fucking jump scare. How low must the bar go? So why was this even called a remake? There is very little connection to Romero's Day of the Dead and is nowhere near as interesting. If it sounded like the zombies got loose early on, the truth is it's over 20 minutes before anything happens. I just skipped over some truly awful dialogue and scenes that wouldn't matter in the long run of the movie. I even skipped over 2 whole characters that didn't make any impact on the plot. There was nothing of substance in this movie. And even if the characters could connect with the audience, the camera movement shaking all over the place certainly wouldn't have helped. I can't say the acting's very good. Vin Rhames had paycheck written all over his face, and everyone else looked like they were phoning it in just as well. And this is supposed to be a horror movie, but were there any scares? No. The zombies weren't consistent, so how could there be? Frankly, this shouldn't have been called Day of the Dead. And not just because it feels like it's an in-name only movie, not only because, even without the title, it would have been a subpar zombie movie, but it takes place at night! Way to be a misleading title. And yes, that's the pettiest thing I've ever complained about. Deal with it.